Hi, welcome to this new video here at proto-pic.co.uk. I'm going to do a video today on the HDJD-S822 colour sensor from SparkFun, part number PPSEN-10904 on our website. Now, this is a light to RGB to voltage converter. It'll take reading on that die that you can see there, just in the centre, small black square right in the middle of the gold square. It will then split the light down into red, green and blue parts using onboard filters. It will then convert those to analog outputs. Now, hooking this up to an Arduino is relatively easy. You have a few inputs for power, 5 volts and ground. Then you have output of red, green and blue. They're on a 3 volt swinging voltage, so it's at 0 volts up to 3 volts. And you also have the lines for the amplification value. These are normally pulled to ground for a normal level, and the code that's supplied on our website actually pulls these lines down to 0, so there's no amplification on those. So we'll get this onto a breadboard and hook it up. Now we have that mounted on a breadboard just now. So we'll run through the pin. Now, taking the normal pin layout, we'll start with pin 1, top left hand corner. This is a 5 volt input from your microcontroller, in this case an Arduino. Your second pin is the ground return. The next pin is the LED. There's an onboard white LED here for illuminating the surface that you're looking to measure the colour of. Then you have the red output, the green output and the blue output. On the other side you have these pins. They're marked in pairs for setting the amplification or the gain of the output. With the Arduino it's not required, as a 3 volt output is fine, and the amplification factor is set by pulling all of these to ground. So what I'll do is I'll hook up this side to Arduino and hook up this side using ribbon strip connectors like this. 2 pins, 12 down to pin 7. So we'll hook up the other side first. Now I'm using colour coded cables here. So first of all we have red. That's your 5 volt power. That would go to red on the Arduino. We have ground, which is black. This is the next pin. This would go to a ground on your Arduino. Now it's a white LED, so I'm using a white wire, and that would go to pin 13 on your Arduino. Let's move these out the road. And then the outputs are red, green and blue. So no surprises, I will use red, green and blue wires. Now let's go to the other side of these wires and see where we hook them up. Now, hooking up the Arduino, making sure it's not plugged into the USB connection so there's no power running on it, we'll hook up the 5 volts and the ground. We can hook up the white light to pin 13. And that leaves us with the red, green and blue connections, which we'll hook up to the analog input, with red being analog input 0, green being analog input 1, and blue being analog input 2. So that's the left hand side of the colour sensor all hooked up. Now on the right hand side we do hook these up to the digital pins, though you can hook these direct to ground as all that's happening on the digital pins is they're being pulled to ground in the sketch anyway. It makes life nice and easy for us. I will just plug these in. A bit difficult working around the camera here. And we will plug those into the pins on the Arduino, pins 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 and 7. And I'll come back when I've done that. Okay, I've got those hooked in now. Right, so that's the entire connections made, or all the connections made. We have obviously the board with 5V ground, the white LED input, the red, green and blue outputs, and this side going to digital pins, but basically all tied to ground. On the Arduino we have 5V ground, red input, green input, blue input. And over on the other side of the Arduino we have the white LED. This is on pin 13, and the rest of them are 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 and 7. These will all be pulled to ground as I've already explained. Now we'll go and have a look at some code. Now in the code we're defining the constants first of all. These are referenced by the program. And the integers, these are values that can be changed. So you've got the red pin, the green pin and the blue pin. And then the red, green and blue values, these are calculated later on in the program. Now we're going to move on to loop. Now we start the serial output at 9600 baud. We set the pin modes to outputs for the LED pin and the gain pins. We then turn the LED light on, as you can see there. And we also write the gain pins to low, setting the gain to a very low value. Next in loop we have the inputs from the analog reads, and these are multiplied by factors. It's all covered in the manual. On here we've red by a factor of 10, green by a factor of 14 and blue by a factor of 17. Now that concludes this video on the colour sensor from SparkFun. Thanks for watching.